You look at him and see the peak of harmless cuteness. A lapdog designed to live on velvet cushions and heated apartments. But biology doesn't create survivors in golden cradles. It forges extreme resilience in absolute hell. Turn off the lights. Forget the luxury. Welcome to the 14th century. The brutal era of maritime exploration. Wooden merchant ships crossing violent oceans. On the surface of the deck, there was the wind, the sails, and human glory. But deep in the ship's hold, reality was a damp, claustrophobic nightmare, an oppressive darkness. Entire months without seeing a single ray of sunlight. The ship's hull constantly creaking under the crushing weight of the sea. The greatest threat to the crew wasn't pirates or storms. It was what hid and multiplied rapidly in the cargo. The rats. To protect the food supplies, the sailors needed a tiny predator. A compact killer, flexible enough to crawl in the dark between the rotting barrels. Meet the true ancestor. The Bichon Frise in its rawest form. He wasn't a cotton ball. He was a hardened mercenary, covered in salt and soot. His senses were sharpened in the absolute isolation of the vessel's depths. Larger dogs often went mad or died of disease in this brutal confinement. But this bloodline turned the dark hold into its exclusive hunting ground. The white coat was never a purely aesthetic choice for these animals. In the almost total pitch black of the hold, grimy white was the only tactically trackable color. The sailors needed to know exactly where the predator was during the absolute chaos. He spent weeks surviving, drinking brackish water at the bottom of the hull, hunting dozens of disease-carrying pests with surgical precision in the dark. When the storm violently shook the ship, he anchored his claws into the wet wood, patiently waiting for the next noise in the shadows to strike a lethal blow. When the ships finally docked in European ports after months on the unforgiving sea, the sailors often used these brave white survivors as currency. The dirty, alert, and endlessly resilient dog caught the attention of the nobility. Royalty took the lethal warrior of the oceans, bathed him, and put him to sleep in palaces. The deep grime vanished, but that armored genetics remained entirely intact. All that confined courage was carefully packaged into an elegant body. So the next time you see a Bichon Frise with a little bow on the street, remember where that stubborn biology really came from. That little dog has already survived absolute isolation and the end of the world. The relentless monster of the bilge is still there, just resting on your sofa.